and violent temper. Anyone who witnessed his behaviour in the service of Mr. Gilbert Hussey will confirm this. When a schoolmaster insulted Mr. Hussey, Hackett met with him in a tavern and pretended to try to smooth over the disagreement. After he had won the schoolmaster's trust, he put a friendly arm around his shoulders. Then suddenly he seized the man, threw him to the floor, flung himself on top of him, and bit off his nose. When he held up the piece of flesh, the astonished onlookers entreated him to allow the bleeding schoolmaster to take it quickly to a surgeon, so that it might be sewn back on, preventing a horrible disfigurement. Hackett merely laughed, put the nose in his mouth, and swallowed it. In his bed, Hackett knows what Mr. Coppinger and Mr. Arthington are up to. He himself gave them instructions earlier this morning. They believe he is the reborn Christ, largely because he is such a persuasive and fervent character. Together they have been hatching a plot for the last 6 months to destroy the bishops and undermine the Queen's rule. They have spoken to hundreds of people and distributed thousands of pamphlets. What Hackett does not know is that a huge crowd has started to swarm around his 2 prophesying angels. Some are curious, some are laughing at their proclamations, others want to join them. Most want to see Hackett in person. Such a large crowd is pressing against them that soon Mr. Arthington and Mr. Coppinger are trapped. They seek refuge in a nearby tavern, the Mermaid, and manage to escape by the back door before returning to the parish of St. Mary Somerset and their slug-a-bed Messiah. News runs through the city. By noon, the city watchmen are marching from house to house. By 1 o'clock, all 3 men have been sought out by the authorities and arrested. Within 2 weeks, 2 of them are dead. Hackett is tried for high treason, found guilty, and sentenced to death. On the 28th of July, he is dragged on a hurdle to the gallows, hanged while he spits abuse at the hangman, then cut down and beheaded and butchered in the traditional manner, his headless body being cut into 4 parts, each with a limb attached. Mr. Coppinger dies in prison. The authorities claim he starved himself to death. Mr. Arthington enlists the support of powerful friends on the Privy Council, and thereby saves his life, publishing his renunciation of all the things he has said as part of his penance. This is an unusual episode, and yet it is evocative of Elizabethan England. Had it taken place 200 years earlier, Hackett and his gentleman supporters would have been given a wide berth by the nervous citizens, unused to such sacrilegious uproar. Had it taken place 200 years later, these events would have been a cause for popular ridicule and a cartoonist's wit. But Elizabeth's England is different. It is not that it lacks self-confidence, but that its self-confidence is easily shaken. The seriousness with which the authorities treat the plot, and the ruthless efficiency with which they suppress it, are typical of the time. It is not every day that a man is publicly proclaimed as the risen Christ, and it is extraordinary that well-respected gentlemen believe the Messiah to be a violent, philandering, illiterate lout. But it is not at all unusual for Elizabethan people to adopt an extreme religious viewpoint, or for them to fear the overthrow of the monarch. The last few decades have seen so much change that people simply do not know what to believe or think anymore. They have become used to living with slow-burning crises that might at any moment flare up into life-threatening situations. This picture of Elizabethan England will come as a surprise to some readers. In the 21st century, we are used to hearing a far more positive view of Elizabeth's sceptred isle. We refer to the Queen herself as Gloriana. We think of the defeat of the Spanish Armada and Sir Francis Drake circumnavigating the globe in the Golden Hind. We think of writers such as Francis Bacon and Sir Walter Raleigh, the poets Edmund Spenser and Sir Philip Sidney.